So perfect. Next up, we have SatoshiPay. SatoshiPay has been part of our portfolio since the early days, and their vision has always been to make instant payments available to everyone in the world. They made this vision a reality, and we're now going to hear more of how they are doing that and how they can solve this for your business. Meinhard, please unmute yourself.
Okay, yes. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, works. Thank you so much. Kick it off.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, my name is Meinhard Ben. I'm the founder of SatoshiPay, and today I would like to talk to you about D-Transfer. So D-Transfer is our instant cross-border money transfer service for businesses powered by blockchain technology. And just a few brief words about our company. Our mission is to connect, as we already mentioned, the world through instant payments. So the focus here is really on the instant settlement, and that on a global scale. We have been founded in 2014 and collected funding worth 4.6 million euros so far. And in 2015 and 16, we spent our time building Bitcoin-based prototypes, always with payment on the blockchain in focus. And in 2017, we launched our content micropayments product on the Stellar blockchain. So we changed blockchain to Stellar. And also our wallet, Solar Wallet, is a wallet for the Stellar network, which was launched in 2019. The wallet was launched in 2019. And this year we launched D-Transfer. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about in this presentation. So the problem we're addressing is that cross-border money transfers are highly inefficient, especially on a global scale. And this is due to non-transparent processes and also cost structures from the consumer point of view or the business point of view in this case. And this results in long settlement times also. And they increase the liquidity costs for businesses. So if you have to wait for your funds or if you don't know where they are, this is costing you money every single day and you can't deliver things and so on and so forth. And also there's an error-prone infrastructure that is sort of outdated and mainly results from a fragmented banking network or banking systems across the globe. So we can even have payments not arriving or getting lost. And yeah, this is a huge problem for businesses, and we hear this from our customers firsthand. So our solution to this is a money transfer that is designed for global business or with global business in mind. And you can see a screenshot here on the right. It looks like any other transfer service as well. And it allows instant bank-to-bank transfers globally. And it's offered as a software as a service, and in the future also via mobile apps and an API. And it's built on scalable blockchain technology, meaning that we have a blockchain in place, which is the Stellar blockchain that allows more than 1,000 transactions per second. So this gives us a bit of headroom for growing on this blockchain along with other ecosystem players. And yes, so we also allow instant blockchain payouts of blockchain tokens, meaning that, for example, a stablecoin can be received by the receiving business in a crypto wallet or a blockchain token wallet, and thereby completely bypassing the banking system. So especially for financial inclusion of SMEs in developing markets, this is a very interesting part of the business. And our fees are very transparent. And we also allow a payment tracking similar to a parcel, that you always know where is your money at what point in time. And we show this transparently to our users. So briefly on how it works. So we use blockchain to replace correspondent banking. Correspondent banking is being used, for example, in the SWIFT network that traditional banks are connected to, and we completely bypass that. And you see on the left-hand side here with in pink, you have the sending bank and the recipient bank, and everything else in between sort of is done in a new way using blockchain. So you have the anchors that are the on and off ramps to the blockchain, and you have a decentralized exchange in the middle. So the anchors receive the fiat funds, which is government issued money, and they transform it into stable coins, which are representations of this fiat money on the blockchain. And therefore it has all the advantages of blockchain tokens as well. And then through a decentralized exchange, it is exchanged into the receiving currency. Then the token is sent to the anchor in the receiving country that's connected to the local banking network there, and paying out to the recipient bank account. And this can be done in 20 seconds in the ideal case when both networks are connected to instant banking systems. So in terms of corporate solutions, we are optimizing payment flows for global organizations. And this doesn't have to be just corporate, it can also be NGOs. We already have a customer in the NGO field that we're helping. And automated, and here the emphasis is on automated, so programmable supply chain payments can be done, and also global payroll, and also subsidiaries can be paid across the globe using our transfers, and also obviously investment amounts can be sent to companies around the globe. Okay, that was some background noise. In terms of traction, we've been in the market for quite some years, especially in the blockchain field. We have a lot of partnerships and also gained a lot of experience. And this really helps us building our latest product, D-Transfer. And for example, in the content payment vertical that we are running, we have transacted 1.4 million in micropayments and literally for hundreds of publishers around the globe. So this was sort of leading up to this story that we want to connect other businesses than publishers to blockchain-based payments. And we have 11 signed clients with a projected annual volume of 84 million for the B2B money transfer service. And these will be connected in the closed beta service. Currently, we are in the current alpha service, in the closed alpha service. And here we have transacted 20,000 euros in smaller payments and more or less as test payments at the moment, and mainly between Germany and Europe in general, and Africa, different countries in Africa, Tanzania, for example, Nigeria, where sometimes banking infrastructure is not available to everyone. And in terms of competition, we aim to lead an instant and open payment ecosystem. And sort of the landscape for us looks like this. We have us with open technology and instant settlement in the top right corner. And we have other sort of fintech startups or challengers in the bottom right corner, sometimes with closed ecosystem approaches. And we have the commercial banks sort of in the other corner with a relatively slow settlement time and usually quite closed ecosystems in terms of their core banking and so on and so forth, what they build on. Yeah, in terms of team, we have a well-established team of about 20 experts. And you see myself, Alex, Torsten, Aaron here as the executive team. And we have a non-executive director, Danny Masters, a heavyweight in the traditional finance space. And also, yeah, someone that is really connected to different types of tokenization within the blockchain space. And Kilian Thalhammer here in terms of merchant payments. And then also Katja and Florian as further advisors. That's it from me. Thank you so much. Questions.
Thank you so much, Meinhard, and sorry for the small technical difficulty. We already have 2 questions for you. So many solutions for cross-border transfer exist for B2C. What is the difference in technology for B2B?
Technology is pretty much the same. It's quite similar. It's more how we approach customers and how we sort of guide them through the process, and also what kind of KYC requirements we have. So if you want to onboard a business, KYC requirements are a lot larger, a lot bigger. We have to go a lot deeper and we have to sort of take people by the hands. And once they are onboarded, we can expect more recurring payments. Usually it's every month or several times per month, and also a much higher amounts. So we're talking about transactions of like 100, 200K and not like 10 or 20 or 1,000 euros. So different, let's say, security and sort of checks before you execute a transfer have been made. So the interface is more targeted towards larger and recurring transactions.
I think the second question also goes a bit into that. How do you prevent money laundering?
Mainly by following all the rules that are there. The AML rules are strictly followed by us, but also by the anchors. So ultimately, the anchors hold funds or hold customer funds, not us. And that's really why they need to check who's really or where the money is going, and if there's checklists in place. We also do some pre-checks, but mainly the anchors, and that's really the power of this approach that we build on sort of the shoulders of giants. That we foster a network of anchors around the world, not just us, but also other participants in this blockchain ecosystem. Especially the Stellar Foundation is pushing this forward a lot. And also AML and KYC is a big part of this, and also, yeah, similar related networks, KYC networks, for example.
Now that we're already kind of in the regulations part, in which countries are you operating?
Yeah, so we are live in the Eurozone, and we are live in Tanzania and Nigeria. US is about to go live, and there's also Mexico and Brazil that are about to go live. And am I forgetting something? Canada is also in the pipeline. So what we do is we establish corridors, and then we produce growth on these corridors. So we're sort of pioneering here, and we're building corridor by corridor, and we're sort of creating a landscape here. But once these corridors are established, they are not just open to us, but also other ecosystem players, as I said. And yeah, this is rapidly growing at the moment, but each corridor that we are currently working on has large volumes in itself. So we estimated that even if we have like 0.1% of the market share in total, we are already a unicorn. So this market is absolutely huge.
And we are very excited to be a part of the journey. There's a bunch of more questions coming in, so maybe let's quickly go over them before we have to move on. What is the transfer volume required to make it lucrative, profitable for retailers?
For retailers? Sorry, I don't understand. Who's the retailer in this question? I don't understand the question.
Good point. I also only have the question. So maybe the person
I can
submit.
Yeah, I can just say from our perspective, as I said, if we capture a market share of 0.05%, as I said, we're close to becoming a unicorn. This is because, and I kind of skipped that on the presentation, unfortunately, the market size is in the, sorry, where's the market size? Yeah, it's a 200 billion in annual transaction fees. And yeah, it's an absolutely huge and also growing market. And mainly 90% of this is done by commercial banks at the moment. And this is really the people that kind of whose business we're eating into.
Yeah, it's a massively huge, this market. Maybe as a last question, we go again into the sustainability area. So what's the CO2 footprint of this blockchain-based approach versus a traditional transfer network?
I know where this is going, this question. So the Bitcoin network, for example, has a huge energy footprint, gigantic, of like whole countries and economies. The Stellar blockchain is fundamentally different. There's no mining there. So there's no huge server farms the size of football fields that are generating transaction confirmation. Due to some sort of clever algorithm in sort of staking, if someone knows that keyword, proof of stake, the Stellar network can run essentially on something that is the size of a normal sized data center, or like even 20 or 30 computers can easily run the network. And these are normal servers, and they don't have to be gigantic, and there's no CPU required. It's really just about storage and RAM. So the footprint is extremely small. So in that sense, it's sort of a green blockchain that we're using. And that was also a big part of why we chose this. Also with my personal background, coming sort of from a green IT background, this was important for me that we have a sustainable blockchain also in operation.
Thank you so much, Manhat. This is also a wrap in terms of time, but there's the email address. We will also send you all the details after. So please do follow up and continue the conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Thanks.